Hello guys, this is going to be one of the first Spadia discussions we will actually have in terms of our fitness journey that we've set out to do the first video on why actually cardio isn't the best way and let's say is the second best way to actually lose fat and even look better. So I think that currently like the how you actually get to lose weight is kind of in the modern way more cardio heavy. It's very promoted like through the socials, even through media, I would say. But unfortunately, it may not necessarily be the best way even for fat guys. I will actually call them fat guys, even though it's, let's say it's fat shaming. But it needs to be said that doing cardio isn't necessarily the best thing to do, not because of trying to lose weight, but it's on the other hand undermines kind of the end physique that I think like all of us are trying to actually get. And let me also explain that. So I think you've many times seen many transformations of people who, let's say, were overweight or like didn't even necessarily weigh too much, but had, let's say, physique that they weren't proud of and actually tried to lose weight by doing cardio, but only in the end, what they ended up looking like was more skinny fat like, or perhaps even skinny, which I would say is harder to do nowadays. But skinny fat physique isn't necessarily the end goal we would actually want to have. This is usually achieved through cardio because basically the, let's say, the muscle or kind of the physique isn't at all there. And what it actually means is that you basically lose fat, but you basically look like a skeleton with just having a thin body, which mostly in today's era really doesn't work. And this is the main reason why cardio actually doesn't produce the end goal, because like in best case scenario, it would actually look also good while losing fat at the same time. So, kind of mostly what this does mean is that cardio in the way is great to lose fat, but it doesn't promote actually a good physique for you to have. Even if you do, let's say, jogging or running, like both of those, or let's say HIIT trainings are slightly better because it can also slightly help you more to build your physique, but they can also touch a bit like how you can actually do that better. I think there is one main point that needs to be also considered is that in order to actually build muscle, you need to put pressure on it, which means what's the most normal way to do it nowadays, or not even normal, but what's the most common way is to actually do weightlifting, right? So the process on how this actually does work, if you, let's say if you are overweight or if you've bulked up, which are basically both scenarios where in the end, if you are at the end of the bulk or you are trying to actually cut down, you would want to lose fat but still actually look good, because I think that's also one of the reasons why all of us actually do that, to look and feel better at the same time. One issue with cutting while doing cat, or why basically jogging or running a lot, especially for males, is that it doesn't promote necessarily keeping your muscles. So your body doesn't need to hold on to muscle if you actually do not use it, which would be done usually nowadays through weightlifting. And at the moment, kind of, if you only do run quite often, like I would say there's actually two main things that are really a benefit is that it actually takes quite a bit. Of course, you can go jogging for 15 minutes. It does burn more calories as well than weightlifting at the moment, but it doesn't really help you in terms of shaping actually your physique. It's good to actually get the fats out, let's say, by doing running, by actually burning your calories, but it actually can be leveraged in some other way. In terms of how it actually could be used, So I would say that actually fat guys you are actually let's say halfway there, and the reason being is that you already have this energy stored up inside your body, which means you don't need to overeat each day to actually get your calories inside your body. And what this actually does mean, especially for beginners, those who are actually quite new to the gym, is that you don't necessarily need to eat, let's say, meals full each day to actually try to gain a better physique and more muscles when you would actually try to weightlift, but you can actually, let's say, burn your fat and use that stored up energy, let's say, in the long term by actually building your muscles when you weightlift. So you can actually cut down on your body weight. You can lose fat, and especially for big beginners, this can be enhanced by actually going to the gym, which is a much better, I would say, process than going jogging. And in this process where you only go jogging or doing some like really low intensity exercises, let's say, you are only trying to focus on fat, but you could do that a better way by actually building up your muscles underneath, let's say, the layer of fat that you have, which I think in the end gets us to the physique that we all would strive for more, to actually also have toned up body. And one also think is that yes, cardio and these low intensity exercises do promote higher calorie burn than, let's say, weightlifting does, but based on like the modern study that we have, especially from the last year, it mostly does point to the fact that the light exercises, so if you talk about running and jogging, do promote higher calorie burn, but in kind of the long term, so over the course of a day, or let's say over when the actually night ends and the next day comes, it actually does, let's say, average out more and even more towards the actual weightlifting exercises, which basically put more strain on your body when it's trying to actually repair the muscle tissues, let's say also overnight. So that's when the let's say the additional calorie burn actually comes from, when the body has to repair your muscles. Of course, you can also get muscle soreness through jogging, but I have never seen someone actually promote building muscles through running or jogging. Of course, there are always some outliers, let's say, but in terms of actually trying to get a better physique, the weightlifting is, I would say, where it's at. So I think it also can be like seen throughout kind of the transformations, is that the people who actually do end up having like great physiques, they do not tend to run a lot. They actually tend to only, not really only, there's of course there's definitely some cardio incorporated, but I would say that I would even go as far as to say that over 2/3 of the exercises are based on weightlifting. So definitely cardio does have its role, but in terms of actually trying to lose fat and look better, it doesn't work in the way that I think like most of us actually want it to. So I think that actually point came across, and thank you for this video.